We're back once again this week, Bucks and Brews, and we're talking about all things beer today. Nick and I are already getting in an argument, so we figured we'd start it up right now. I'll let everybody introduce themselves. We got 3 other people on here right now. Jim might join us later, and we'll start with Mike up in the corner there. Mike's with us from time to time.
Hey, this is Mike. Yeah, I've been here a few times. We want to go with beers that I'm drinking. I'm starting with a Point Brewery Peanut Butter Cup, which is very peanut buttery and it's very good. Then I'm going to go to a Austin Brothers Raspberry Vanilla Porter, which I'm looking forward to.
Oh, God.
And if time allows, I'm going to go with a North Peak Berserker Imperial Stout. Saving that for the end because it's like 10% alcohol and it's probably going to put me to sleep.
Nice.
Amar, what you got going?
So I'm starting out with a Bud Light Tall Boy in a Bud Light koozie.
Yes.
Looking for sponsorship here.
That's right, baby.
Always.
And after that, I will have a Hop Slam from Bell's. And that is in a Biggie's Sports Bar and Grill koozie.
There you go.
So Laurence down here is joining us for the first time. My wife loves his accent, and he's with Mike and I. He's one of the big nerds that runs around in costumes. He is our resident Chewbacca. Laurence, what you drinking, my friend?
Thanks for the intro, David. I am drinking today a Ski Patrol, which is what is this? Fuck, Brewery Vivant. Yeah, that was it. I cannot remember the name of the thing. So Vivant today, and then if I get through that, because it's a decent sized can, the Tangerine Space Machine from New Holland, which is an excellent all-around beer.
Vivant makes one of. I mean, I have so many favorite beers, but one of my favorite. They make a Wizard's Burial Ground. It's a quadruple Belgian, and that is just. I get shit faced every time it comes out. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Is better than your new Glarus Red?
Oh, but it's like they're 2 totally different spectrums of the world, right?
Well, yeah.
Like this new Glarus, I just found out it's really low, but I can drink 50 of these.
Well, yeah, it's lower alcohol content.
Yeah.
So before Nick gets into his very high alcohol content beers, I'll tell you what I got tonight. So I wanted to try a couple new beers that I haven't had. I went with Deschutes Black Butte Porter, which is already half gone. Excellent flavor in that. I love that. I'm going to go to one of my favorite breweries, but I haven't had this beer, Atwater's Dirty Blonde. And if I get through both of those, I got a Leinenkugel Snowdrift Vanilla Porter. Nick is planning on being carried out of here tonight.
That's not true. Let's be honest. All right. For the rookies out there that keep saying, if I get time and if I can finish, it's not going to happen. I'm going to tell you guys what I'm drinking tonight, the full thing, okay? Starting out tonight with Dragon's Milk Reserve, orange chocolate. Not the biggest fan of the orange chocolate, but they did a bunch of variants. I have every one of them in my basement, and I just quickly grabbed one. They make a cherry chocolate, which is amazing. They made a coconut. They made a s'mores. But New Holland Brewing, their Dragon's Milk is just a fantastic beer. It comes in at 11%. Right, real good flavor. Just you could drink them. So this is and also just to let you guys know this is bottled in 2018. I rated the cellar tonight for you guys. One I've had before, but the glass bottle version. I went with Odd Side Ales, Hazel's Nuts, Imperial Stout aged in bourbon barrels. Everything is bourbon barrel except for my new Glarus. Coffee and hazelnut flavor. This one was manufactured in 2019, actually, so real close to 18. And then let's say the new Glarus, Wisconsin Belgian Red, comes in at 4%. Just a real good fruit drinking beer, award-winning. This thing, because if you've watched any episodes, you know that this has become one of my favorite beers of all time. Just hands down, such an amazing beer.
You drink it a lot.
I do. My brother bought the entire shelf out in Wisconsin for me. I'm not gonna lie. So like he came home and he's like, "I hope you're happy." And I was like, "Hell yeah, I'm happy!" Like I had like 24 bottles just chilling on my counter.
And how many are left?
I have 2
Yeah,
left.
yeah.
You know, Nick, you talked about your first one is the New Holland, the Dragon's Milk Reserve.
Yeah.
Is one of my favorite places to drink beer right around this time of year. The Beer Exchange always does what they call their darkest night. And they always have usually bourbon barrel aged. Like 2 years ago when I went, it was all Dragon's Milk Reserves. And I
Oh
think
man,
some of the ones you talked about, like the s'more and the coconut, were amongst the ones they had.
that's a
And
fantastic
that's a
thing.
good place to get beer because it falls right into the usual finance talk, which is when it's really cheap, you buy it.
Yeah, it's a,
Before you get to that one,
yeah.
we need to get big enough where we can do a actual show from the training room at the Beer Exchange.
Yeah, we'll do that'd be amazing.
That would be amazing. Mike, you need to set that up. What's her name? Logan?
When we're back to being live, I'll talk to the guy I know that works there is kind of like their beer manager right now.
That would be awesome because
Yeah.
that is just a phenomenal place. We all should go because
Yeah.
God, that when the market crashes
We're gonna
and
be
you can get a
amazing.
really good beer for cheap, you're so excited.
Yeah. And then to finish out my night, right, Grand Rapids finest. It's the highly acclaimed KBS. This is a 2018 KBS. It's like a woman, right? It gets better with age. I absolutely love this beer. When we talk about just one case of new Glarus, I have like 10 cases of every year of this stuff. So I do a vertical on a constant with it, right? It's past 5 years. Right, so it's an imperial stout, just breakfast in your mouth. I mean, that's what I always tell everybody, right? I mean, it's a breakfast stout, so you're supposed to drink in the morning. So, very, very excited for my lineup tonight. Glad we're doing this episode because it gives me an excuse to raid the cellar and I don't look like the alcoholic for once.
So let's start with this because we had this conversation before I hit record.
Yeah.
Now, I have a definitive answer, and obviously Nick does. I want to hear from you three. Do you start with the bad or the beer you don't like and work towards your favorite, or do you start with your favorite beers and work towards your least favorite? Mike, I'm going to start with you.
I'm gonna say it this way. It depends on how much I'm drinking.
Exactly.
If I'm drinking just a few, I might go. I'll probably mix it up. I'll start with a favorite, maybe hit something not as good, and then end with a favorite. If I know I'm going to be drinking a lot, I start with the stuff that I really like to taste first. And then by the end, when I'm maybe just drinking, a shandy or something like that to wrap it up, that doesn't taste quite as good, but, keeps the buzz going. Yeah.
Amar, your thoughts?
It also depends on what I'm drinking. If I'm only having a few, like I am today, I'm starting with the not so good beer. Because I want
Laurence?
to end with the good flavor in my mouth.
Yeah, well, and that's not a bad way to go.
Yeah,
Lawrence?
same. I mean, the more you drink, the less you taste it anyway. So start with the good ones, tail off towards the end. Or if you want to have a really good night, you start easy and then you finish off with the Dragon's Milk.
Yeah.
Well, and Nick has all very high alcohol content beers here. I mean, we're sitting at 10, 11, 12%,
Yeah.
except for the new
Well,
Glarus,
you guys have
which
had a
is
lot of
4.
practice.
What's that?
You guys have had the practice,
Well, and that's
Do
what,
this
let's
every-
say that's just it. So, right, I mean, we're talking, I only have 4, which, this is, I don't know, a Tuesday night, I guess.
Tuesday
right?
night,
I
yeah.
don't want to call it, it is Tuesday.
Yeah,
right?
but technically it's like Wednesday night.
Yeah.
Because nobody works Friday.
And, so David asked me, hey, if you don't love the orange chocolate, like why? And it goes back to, I only have a few. So I'm going to drink it up front for the orange, right? Get rid of that. And then I'm going to go to things, that I know for a fact I want to burp for the rest of the night. I want that flavor. I want to taste it. If I know I'm drinking all day, I don't know. I guess my problem is once I start with, a 12%, I'm going to drink 12% the rest of the night. I'm not going to switch over to Bud Light. I'm just gonna drink greatness the whole
See,
time.
I'm the opposite. When I used to go to Old Chicago a lot, you know, I drink my 4 beers that you get credit for, and then once I got done with the 4 beers, because you know at that point I got a little buzz going, I turned to old style because it was $1.50 for 16 ounces.
Yep.
And by that point, I can't really taste it anyway, so I don't give a shit.
Yep. Well, it's, you know, we go to some random bars when they used to be open, and yeah, I'll sip on something.
Uh-oh.
I'll sip on something really well, and then all of
Laurence
a
doesn't
sudden,
like us anymore.
I'll be back.
it's I'll sip on something, right? And then, you know, we go to Donkey and they have 50-cent hams, right? And it's just a little 10-ounce hams, and I'll just do it like a shot, right? And then I'll sit back on something else. I love hams.
You've gone to Stella's, right?
Of course.
So what's that cheap ass beer they have at Stella's?
Either hams or PBR.
No, they have something in a can.
Oh, Rolling Rock.
No, they have something in a can that's weird and I've never heard of before.
Let's see. Mad Dog.
I will have to find. Oh my God, they make their sangria with Mad Dog 2020.
Yeah, right. They have.
I do drink Rolling Rock there, but they have a can of something. It's not hams, but it's something awful. And I drink it because it's cheap.
Let's see.
I'm looking it up for you, Dave.
Please do that.
Let's see. Probably
Is it
Red Dog.
Stella?
What's that?
I remember
Stella's
drinking Red
Best
Dog.
Oh my gosh, dude! When you're drinking Red Dog, you know you're a man. That used to be what, 50 cents for a 6-pack.
Dude, that's what I drank when I was 18. Mike used to buy it for me.
Dude, it's sold at
Hey,
it's sold
Red
at
Dog,
Walgreens.
Red Dog, and the cinnamon schnapps do not go
Fireball.
well together.
No, it wasn't
Yeah.
Fireball. It was Red Hot.
Oh my
Red
hot
Hot.
damn!
Hot
Hot
damn.
damn.
That
Hot
was
damn!
it.
Jesus!
Mike got so drunk on Hot Damn that he puked a bunch of times and he could never even smell it again.
That was
So
I just seen a meme the other day, and it says, "Oh my gosh, this candle smells just like Fireball." And it said something like, "Hey Tina, for all of us non-alcoholics, that's called cinnamon." I was like, "All right." I was like, "Way to call it out." So, you know, I think right. I drink for pleasure, right? I don't overly drink. Some people think, you know, hey, oh, you have more than one, you're over. No, I enjoy the flavors of things, right? Like you can taste the orange in this. You can taste if you let it sit in your mouth for long enough, right? You'll get that hint of chocolate, right? And I just enjoy the different expressions that come out of beer. So, you know, I mean, this new Glarus, hands down, has one of the most popping. I mean, it reminds me of a better version of Sherry Charisse from Founders.
Yep.
Like, this is better. This is just hands down amazing.
You know,
this is what you were talking about, Dave, but this is what's on the picture. Colt 45 malt
45.
liquor.
it's not Colt 45. I'll have to find out.
Yeah,
I'll get back to everybody with that
They're not
horrible
showing a
beer.
lot of. They're not showing their beer menu right now.
yeah.
It's something I've never heard of before, and it's kind of awful, but it's like $2 a can.
Oh,
Blitz.
Splits, baby.
It might be Schlitz. I don't know.
Let's see.
So
Stroh's. It's probably Stroh's.
I don't think it's Stroh's.
Yeah, it's still a good beer.
Yeah,
So-
Stroh's is better than. It's somewhere like between, like your Budweiser and your Michelob.
Oh, you put Stroh's above Budweiser. Wow. Okay.
Budweiser's
Yeah.
horrible.
Let's see. I'm a Bud Light guy. Hummer gets it.
I like
I'm
Bud
telling
Light.
you.
I agree with Ummer's shirt right now. I don't necessarily agree with his beer choice.
So, you know, Laurence, I hear that over in the crap land across the place that has a queen.
Dude, I love
Um,
England.
yeah.
Mind you, I haven't been there, but I would go there and drink all fucking day.
I hear
Oh,
that they
you
have
should go
really
there during
crappy beer.
Christmas.
You
What's
got a lot of popular kind of shit beer. London Pride is one of the big ESBs, right? Or you got the Fullers and the big breweries that used to make all the different ones that are there. But the interesting thing about the prohibition in the US, cut down on all the big breweries except like Anheuser-Busch and the other ones that make Bud Light, or those small ones. England never had that. So all the microbrews, all the interesting stuff is still coming out of those big breweries. All kind of taste the same. Whereas, I mean, we live in Grand Rapids. It's exploded in a huge variety of different beers in the past 10 years that I've been here. Yeah. But, you know, we get a lot of the German ones. Grolsch was a really popular one when I was working in a pub. Or you always get people who come in and order steak bite and black, which is half beer, half cider with a shot of like blackcurrant juice. It's horrible. It's
Sounds
nasty.
amazing.
It's terrible, right? But it's what all the students drink because it does have the habit of getting you wasted for cheap,
Dude, that's
which
what's up.
as a student is what you're after.
I mean, that I'm not a student, but I'm totally after that because one of my favorite things that I drank was, I think it was, I don't know, I was pretty wasted when I drank it. Was Not Your Father's root beer
Oh yeah.
with Jägermeister, and you could do it with some Guinness, which is really good. I like Guinness with anything, so we do the racist shot, the Irish car bomb, right? So your
Yeah,
Bailey's, your
do
Jameson.
not call it that if you ever go to Ireland.
Yeah,
Or England, frankly. Just don't.
anywhere in Europe, right? So I mean, I wouldn't even order that anywhere over there. I mean, granted, I'd probably get wasted and then do it, right?
Right.
No, I mean, it doesn't seem like. But it's called a root beer barrel, and I love that. Like, I don't know, I enjoy beers with shots. Like, I'll do any of my like Modelo's or anything like that. I'll pour in tequila because it makes it that much better. So
If you ever do, if you like Guinness and stuff, the Rogue does a Dead Guy Ale.
of course they do.
Half of that and Guinness
Yeah.
is an excellent drink.
I got David into mixing beers now.
I
Yeah,
mix
it's a-
beers forever.
Peanut butter and jelly, and
Oh god, peanut
just-
butter and jelly. is so
it's-
good.
hey, take this dark chocolatey thing and mix it with a light fruity thing, and you'll just be in heaven. Oh, this is great. It's like
So-
I do it all the time.
I have a great question here, and this might sound a little racist, but I'm going to say it anyway. So we got 3 white guys and 2 brown guys here. Now, with my heritage, I hate all of the food from any of my backgrounds. I hate Persian food, I hate Polish food, and I hate Irish food. They taste horrible. I'm never eating them. But I love their beers. Now, mind you, I don't know a Persian beer because I don't even think they drink beer. But Irish beer and Polish beer, I love.
Yeah.
Thoughts? Anybody? I mean,
I don't know. I just eat a lot of food, and I'll eat all your other food.
I mean, you can have the Polish and the Persian food is god awful.
Polish and Irish.
I
That'd be
eat
great.
the-
Rubens.
No,
I'm all about a Reuben.
yuck.
I love Rubens.
I do beer pairings all the time with my food, right? Any
Or if you
food
get
with
some-
any beer.
Get some good pierogies.
I hate
This guy,
pierogies.
this guy gets it.
Hate pierogies.
Yeah.
Dawn says to me all the time, she goes, "You like potatoes? Why don't you like pierogies?" I'm like, "Because they're disgusting."
I don't like that. I've had, well, I don't know if it's specifically Persian food, but definitely food from the general Middle East region, and I don't really like it, but I don't really like corned beef and cabbage like
No.
as a dish, but I do like Rubens. Like I've got some British in me. I love British pub food. British pub food might be some of the best food.
Some of the worst.
It's only good
no
on
flavor
Sundays.
food.
It's only good on
Words.
Sunday. I mean, why do you think England ended up with such a big empire, which is looking for better food? Where did we go? India? Great food. All right.
Indian food is fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah. I grew up near Southall, which is a majority Indian part of London, and
Yep.
you would get just amazing stuff out there.
All I want to know is what your favorite footy team is.
If pushed, I say I support Fulham, but I don't really follow it anymore. When I was younger, it was Man United because my dad's
Yeah,
from up near
baby,
Preston.
Man United. Wow. That's what I'm all about. That's all I needed to hear.
Anyone who supports Man United, at least when I was younger, was called a glory seeker because that was when they were, really good.
Yeah.
When Ferguson was running them. But my dad is from near Preston, so we're close enough that I could legitimately claim it.
Good. I'm saying that's I get it. The only reason I'm a Man United fan started years ago when the movie Euro Trip came out.
Love Euro Trip.
Yeah.
Great movie.
But he doesn't know.
And so then
Scotty doesn't
That-
know it's Nick's
it's literally
ringtone.
my ringtone, right? Like I'm
That
not
song is fantastic.
Yeah, and so it's my ringtone. It's been that way for years. But I am a Man United fan, and people are like, "You're a bandwagon. You're this," and I'm like, Nope. I fell in love with a character who is literally, let's kick some ass, let's go. And I'm like, all right, these are my people. I can see this. So I have a friend who's actually over in England right now visiting. And I told her she has to bring me something Man United back home. It has to be something really cool though. They're in like lockdown right now. Like,
yeah, tier 4 lockdown. I was talking to my parents because they're still in London. I was talking to my parents on Sunday, and obviously they had to cancel Christmas, so there's no traveling, no meeting with other families, no nothing, because they have what is reported to be either an even more contagious strain or about the same level of contagious. They're not really sure. Different strain of the virus going around.
just to let everybody know what I'm drinking real quick. Sorry. I finished the reserve from Dragon's Milk from New Holland. I'm on to the Odd Side Ale Hazelnuts. Right when I poured it, you could smell the hazelnut. Just like, I mean, the aroma is just amazing. The flavor, the aging of this thing has aged. It's like without having to chew, you have the hazelnut in your mouth. You're just like, this is great. Like, great flavor. I don't drink coffee, but I watch people pour their creamer, and I would assume like it's just like drinking the creamer, but the excellentness, right? Like, I love it.
So,
I'm
talking
on
about
the raspberry vanilla porter now.
There you
Which-
go.
well, I'm on the dirty blonde. So
It's not as flavorful as the chocolate, like the peanut butter was. The peanut butter was like just there. It was in your face peanut butter. But it's a very smooth beer.
So speaking of ringtones, I don't think I ever told you this. The year we coached together, I'm at school having a meeting in the cafeteria,
Yes.
and you called me.
Even better.
And when Nick calls me, my ringtone for Nick, because I need to know it's him, is Boats and Hose from Step Brothers. And having that ring in a room full of teenage girls is just awesome, especially when you can't get to your phone because it's down at the other end of the cafeteria and it just keeps playing and playing.
Gotta have me my boats and hoes. All I'm saying is, if we get sponsored by Step Brothers to be in their second movie,
Oh, dude, I would totally be there.
oh, I'm in.
That is top 5 movie for me.
Yeah, for sure.
Because all we do is repeat it over and over again.
That's true. Fun fact about my beer love, right? So I have been collecting all my beer caps for things that I've tried. And IKEA, for all you ladies that are listening and watching, nothing against guys. I love IKEA more than my wife, but I got this thing you're supposed to put a candle in the middle, and it's, I don't know, I call it like a birdhouse or whatever. And so I can just slide my caps into it, and then it holds it. So that way when I fill it up, I'm going to do an epoxy resin top on a table that I'm going to put outside by my fire with just my beer can and nobody else. So,
I have a cap thing at my house, but I mean, we take it to scrap.
Yeah.
But it's because of you.
yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Let's say it's
Just get David to give you one of his old tables from the business.
no. Let's say I don't want the used and abused things that people are jumping off of and apparently not supposed to break. I mean, you're gonna break it, damn it.
Look, it's authentically weathered, right?
Yeah.
It is authentically weathered, and a 16-year-old was twerking on it. So
Say,
If she was like 45 and twerking, like I'm in. Like, everybody knows that Nick's all about the older women. Okay, like, this is a thing. It's funny, we go to a bar, right? Because we're talking beer, and that's where you find beers in the bar. So an 18-year-old, 21-year-old, which you guys would think wouldn't flirt with Nick, but once in a great blue moon, their friend dares them, and that happens. My wife won't say shit, right? I'll walk by an older lady, which my wife knows I enjoy, and I don't know, so she'll say hi or something, and my wife flip, like, you've never seen her get jealous, and I'm just like, holy crap, she just asked me, if I knew where the gambling machines were and stuff. I'm like, jeez. So no, I don't want to even have to think if you're old enough, right? Like, that's how old I want you to be. Just complete opposite spectrum.
well, you never know nowadays. That's the problem.
I mean, right? Like, we can list the women that I think are attractive. Right? Jane Seymour, smoking, gotta be in her 60s. I mean, Jennifer Aniston, I know is in her 50s. Right? Like, we're talking women.
Halle Berry.
Yeah, it's like up there in age. I go for the older ones. Okay, thank you. I'm okay with this.
My girlfriend, Ming Na Wen. She's in her 50s.
Shania Twain, right? I mean, here we go. We can do this all day.
Let's go back to beer.
No,
No.
beer and women.
Women is a great conversation, but let's go back to beer for a minute. So everybody has their style. Like Mike and I know hate IPAs. We're not about it. We do not enjoy it. I know some people absolutely love it. I think Amar has an IPA with him right now. I am not about it. If you're asking me what I want to drink, I either want to drink a cider, which I will tell you this. I'm 18, 19 years old. I have one friend in my life who likes cider. And at that point, all you can get is woodchuck. Yeah, well, this was a long time ago. You were like 2. So all you can get is woodchuck. And we made fun of him over and over again for liking cider beer. We're like, dude, you're like a girl. That person might be on this right now.
So I also liked all the dark stuff before
You
them,
did.
too.
You did. Mike has always been at the forefront of what I'm going to like in a year.
Yeah.
So it's cider for me. It's ciders and porters, and then maybe stouts. Mike,
About the same. I like the porters, the stouts. I like some of the ciders and other things like that. When it's going to be warm around, I want something a little lighter. I like, to a small extent, some sours and things like that. But yeah, probably mostly porters, stouts, and the ciders.
And say it's tough because like I enjoy all beer. I mean, there's a very I don't like florally beer. Beer that tastes like grass and seaweed and crap. I don't really like flowers in my beer. That's the only real stipulation that I have. But like IPAs, and it's funny because everybody asks, how do you get to like these things? And I tell them, say when I first started drinking legally at 21, friends of mine brought me to Founders, and my first beer was a KBS, right? My next 3 were something, and my last beer was a KBS. And right when you start out with something 12%, and you understand flavor, like it just hits you right in the mouth. You can kind of take it. So when you don't like IPAs, right? The big suggestion that I give you is go get Zombie Dust, right, from 3 Floyds down there, and it's like, or Zombie Killer. Everything has so many names, but right. I mean, this is like an IPA that's like the most extreme. Like you'll hate it right away, and you'll just go, "Holy crap!" But then, like every other IPA, you start getting flavor from. You're like, "I understand this taste. I get this. This isn't that bad." And
yeah. See, with beer, I don't want to go, this isn't that bad. I want to go, this is delicious. I like it.
You'll get there. I mean,
no, I don't want to get there. I just want to be there. Like trying the Deschutes.
Black Butte is fantastic.
I taste this and I go, oh my God, that's a good strong porter. I like that. That tastes really good. Even the Dirty Blonde, it's a lighter beer.
Yeah.
But it's got good flavor. I don't want to taste, but hoppy.
If I had to pick, right? I mean, I'm a barrel aged stout guy. I mean, that's what it is, right? I mean, it's funny because everybody, and that's what everybody starts with and stuff like that. But
that's not what everybody starts with.
Well, but so the idea is everybody starts with it because they make fun of it. Because when you walk into a bar, if you get a barrel aged stout, 99% of the time, your highest alcohol content and your high, so like when kids walk in, they just go, "Oh, I want the highest alcohol content." Yep. No, I want the most flavor. I mean, granted, mine's gone faster than theirs. I'm going to chug the thing because I'm going to buy 12 of them. I shouldn't say this, but I went to Oddside and they had some random things out, and I was like, "Hey, what kind of pours?" And he's like 10 ounces, and I was like, "Eh." And he goes, "I can do full pours for you, but we're not supposed to." And I was like, "Yeah, let's do that." Right? So I had a banana bread. Like I had like some. And they understand, like, no, this guy isn't here just to get, like, he's here to enjoy beer. And I love it, right? Like, I'll pay for 2 if I get a bigger glass. I'm okay with this.
So this is the first year in forever that we haven't gotten to do the Santa Parade in Grand Rapids.
Yeah.
So we do the Santa Parade obviously, the only two people they give a shit about is Chewbacca and Vader, which, Chewbacca's in the
Yeah, I mean,
corner down there. And we get done and we go to the Knickerbocker afterwards.
Yeah.
no. First, we went to Chuck E. Cheese, trying to seat 12 people at a time, and
That
they're
was
like,
Big Boy.
A big boy.
"Fuck yeah, you're right."
It was Big Boy. They couldn't seat us. They go, "You really think we're gonna have a seat for you?" And we're like, "All right, fuck you. We'll leave. See you." So we left and we went to Knickerbocker. I had this beer. I don't know what it is, but it was aged in tequila barrels.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's not Trace Agave. That's their
beautiful.
yeah. No, they have.
Tasted so good.
Yeah.
I think it was
and-
the
so
it
just
was
so
the
everybody
Dragon's Milk. It's one of the Dragon's Milk varieties, right?
Is it really? don't
I think
so.
it is. I think it is.
Huh.
It's a Zerna or something. I can't remember the name of it.
So Knickerbocker is just another. So New Holland is out in Holland, right? And then Grand Rapids is 30 minutes away, and Knickerbocker is their other company here in Grand Rapids. So they serve the same stuff. Yeah, I've had it. It's fantastic, great beer. I wish I knew the name of it, but
So while we're talking, Amar, obviously you like IPAs. What else?
Yep.
What else are you drinking besides IPAs?
I either drink IPAs or cheap beer. I
Okay.
don't like anything floral. I don't like anything fruity.
nothing fruity at all, really.
Fruity.
Nothing.
So do you drink mixed
no
drinks?
fruity beer. No fruity beer. I'll drink a cider if it's
Okay.
a dry sweat. If it's a dry
You
cider,
mean-
I'll drink that.
You mean you won't
Right.
drink like a cherry wheat or something like that? But
No,
Do you drink?
Yeah.
Do you drink mixed drinks?
not really.
Okay, so dude, it's funny because I call you the alcoholic of the group because you want dry things with no flavor. Say IPAs, way to go, man. So
That's how I started out, though. I mean, when I was a kid, there was an IPA bar in town in New
Yeah.
Jersey, so we would go there all the time because it was
Oh.
always empty.
I used to go to.
Because craft beer wasn't a thing yet. Like nobody knew
Yeah.
what that was.
I forget that you guys are all old.
I'm
Well, we
you're-
talked about this earlier. The first beer that somebody on this podcast that I will let remain nameless,
Yeah.
bought for me was Red Dog
Yeah.
because I like the dog. It looked cool, and I'm like, hey, that's gonna be great beer. It's horrible, but I drank it like crazy.
I can't honestly. And I'm not exaggerating. Anybody that's watching this, right? Walgreens used to carry this thing. I'm not lying. It was like $1 for a 6-pack. I mean, you could probably get it on special for 75 cents a 6-pack, and it almost cost you more to pay the damn deposit than to get the beer. Like this was like the cheapest. I mean, It's funny because when I grew up, my parents were like, "Hey, if you eat jalapenos, it'll grow hair in your chest." And then like when you were 12, they're like, "Hey, if you drink this beer, you're gonna grow hair in your chest and something else because it'll mess you up." But people give me crap. So you see it all the time. I post right when I say I just enjoy beer. We talked about Colt 45. I mean, my first beer that I got drunk on at 12 years old was St. Ides. I mean, I drank a full 40, right? Like, it was a normal thing for me. I will drink malt liquor all day, and I still do it. And my wife makes fun of me.
My first beer is one of your favorite beers. It's the same as his first beer, Mike down there.
Bud Light,
Pabst Blue Ribbon.
PBR, baby.
Blue Ribbon.
Say PBR was probably.
I drank PBR when I was 5.
Yeah, I probably had it on my gums. Instead
Yeah,
of wasting
my
it.
grandpa loved PBR, and I would take sips of it.
Yep.
We shouldn't talk about it because we're national heroes here talking about things. But one day I had an empty PBR can that I didn't wash out. I'm letting everybody. And so I walk into the living room, and my daughter's got a PBR can just completely upside down, and I'm like, not bad, like I say, but it was completely empty. It wasn't. I don't leave my beer things laying around.
So Laurence, what do you like besides English beer?
Do you even like English beer?
I don't think he does.
I haven't had much English beer since I've moved over here because there's such a good variety out here. But Boddington's.
You're welcome,
or-
America, buddy.
Paddington's
Thanks, Nick.
good.
Boddington's
I will tell-
aside, a lot of the German beers are super popular, but I don't know. We're so spoiled for choice out here. Like, why would I even go for an English beer except maybe Guinness every now and again? And that's not even English, right? It's
Let's
Irish.
see.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's Irish.
Don't call that an English beer. That is a
It is.
completely different country, my friend.
And
Eh,
the Guinness we drink here isn't the Guinness you get in Ireland
It's
and
not.
England anyway.
that's not true.
We get
I
an
did go around the
Americanized
Jameson's
version of
distillery
it.
when I went to Ireland a couple of years back. We did go around the Jameson's distillery though. That is well worth a trip if you're ever out in Cork. Just
In
super
Cork,
fun.
we're
Yeah,
going.
Sounds
yeah.
You're
good.
drinking
Go
an
to the
IPA
distillery.
tonight, too.
It's damn fun. I mean, they show you the whole process. Eventually, you can do the tastings. Don't piss them off and tell them you like the Scotch better, but you know they'll be alright.
That's probably a insult to an Irish whiskey plant to tell them, yeah.
Yeah,
Prefer
they weren't super happy
Scotch.
with me after that, but it was worth it. It was definitely worth it. But what do I like? I mean, I go for the winter wheats, some of the more interesting one, the Ski Patrol. I also like IPAs. That was one of the first things, the double IPAs.
Yeah,
Oh,
you're drinking your other
I-
one's an IPA if you drink it.
Yeah, the Tangerine
Tangerine
Space Machine, this one, the New Holland one. They changed the can recently. They went all orange. It used to be like a space helmet.
I find
It's a hazy IPA, right? So it's a New England style hazy IPA. They added a bit more like unfiltered stuff in it. The orange really comes through there. I know you're not a huge fan of the orange, Nick, but it's a good beer.
yeah.
I
actually think
find
that's one of the
IPAs
fruit
have
that
the
that
coolest
I actually
names
enjoy.
associated with them.
Totally agree.
And
And like Amar said, right, it's an acquired taste. Most beer is. You taste beer for the first time, you're like, what the fuck is this? But
No,
but if
when I
you
was
if
in
you
college,
get used to IPAs, then you'll continue drinking it. Sorry, carry on, Mike.
when I was in college, the way I got into being able to drink beer without like making a face was drinking Boilermakers.
because you're a
What is a
man.
Boilermaker?
I'm just saying.
A really cheap beer with a shot of whiskey dropped in it.
Yep.
Or probably nowadays you could buy one with a not so cheap beer, but it was usually like a Budweiser or a Miller or something like that with a shot of whiskey.
Magic hat.
I'd say sometimes the wedding ring just doesn't do it. You have to use an opener. And I knew David had one, so
I do have one.
I'm
I'm a keychain.
no, you know, and
Getting prepared.
I say I come prepared all the time. That's what the wedding ring's for, right? If it wears out, just keep rotating it. So Amar, you understand, right? Come on. Say. You know, I'm pouring my KBS and right, and like I'm just looking at like thick richness just going into a glass. And I mean, it's so hard when you have the hazelnuts and it's so strong of hazelnut smell. Like this is great.
You keep talking about that. I'm already through 3. I need to go get it.
Yeah, I'd say if we make it right. You know, one thing so Wisconsin, right? So I mean I went out there and I went to Lakefront Brewing and did their tour, right? So every time I go to a brewery, one thing I like is they show you like their whole setup, and usually you can either do a tour or you can see all of their facility, right? I mean, I enjoy that. You know, just like Lagunitas, they have their California plant, but they opened a Chicago plant, and oh man, we went through that, and like when you walk in the door, it's just instant fun. From what I remember of it, I did an endless mimosa bar that morning before I went there. So you know, the guy at the front, you know, goes, "Oh, be careful, we have some pretty strong beers." And I was like, "Come on, buddy, I'm from Grand Rapids, Michigan, Beer City, USA." And I walked in and I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be a fun day for me, my friends." So I'll drink champagne. I love champagne. I really do.
Yeah, you gave my daughter mimosas when she was
21.
no.
21.
Okay, 21.
Got to keep it official here.
I'm
So-
a big fan of mimosas, but I love build your own Bloody Berry bars.
Oh, I know you do.
I
Mhm.
can't do.
If you haven't
tomato
been to
juice.
Butcher's Union, Butcher's Union does a really good one. You know, when we can actually go places again.
I-
Speaking of going places,
Yeah.
So if conventions ever happen again, when we hit Rosemont in August for Wizard, they have this really great, I don't know, central part almost park-like area with all these bars. And one of them is this German-themed bar. All German beer, all German food. And they give this woman that if it's your birthday, she just beats the hell out of you with a paddle, which is hilarious to watch. I will never say it's my birthday because I'm not getting beat with a freaking paddle by this woman because she hits you as hard as she can hit you. But that's something that would be a good freaking time.
Dresses like the St. Pauli girl.
She's dressed like that, yes.
If you haven't been up to Cedar Springs Brewing, though, speaking of German style, German food, out in Grand Rapids, if you head up to Cedar Springs, they do all the German style beers, German food, everything. It's well worth it. But there's so many good ones. I mean, there's Railtown right around the corner from me.
Yeah, Laurence is friends with Railtown people. Tell us about their beer at Railtown, Laurence.
I mean, they just know me because I go there so often, but it's right around the corner from here. Started by a couple of Calvin grads, and in the past couple of years, they've moved from this little strip mall place. They built a barn next door. They've got full outdoor seating, and their beers. The Citra Warrior is a really popular one. Great. But they have one, it's like a honey Citra flavor. It's one of the best beers I've ever tasted. It's like a little bit of an IPA flavor to it, but the honey really comes through. So if you're ever out towards Dutton and you don't mind some slightly Trumpy people in the area, yeah. They're not, but
we just got to go
Railtown's
from there last week. So I think I had a, I don't know, bacon barbecue burger or something. No, I've been to Railtown. It's funny because I just drove by there the other day, and I'm so used to them being in this strip mall, this little tiny thing. And now, like, all of a sudden I seen, and they were like, what's the one out there in Plainwell?
Old Mill.
Old Mill, yeah. So like
Old Mill's great.
They have like this whole giant like barn now, and it's crazy. You talked about honey. Some of my favorite stuff to drink is mead, and I'm gonna give a big shout out because we're gonna end up there soon. So I love the burp of the flavor. The Adesanya Meads just opened up not too long ago in Granville. Carbonated mead, right? So mead is made with like honeys and syrups, and it's a fantastic place. I drink there way too often. I can't wait for them to open back up. They were offering like buy 3 get 1 half off, and so I was like, well, it's half off. I gotta buy the 4th, right? And so, mead is not beer, but oh, it's such a good thing.
I got 2 stories for you. One of the girls in the garrison, Jackie.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jackie. She's making her own mead now.
Yeah.
Which sounds good. I mean, I'm not a huge mead drinker, but I will try anything once.
I am a mead drinker.
Number 2, Old Mill.
Yeah.
So I grew up in Plainwell, which, some of you people know.
Nobody knows. Nobody knows where Plainwell is. It's hillbilly USA.
So I have a pond at my house in Plainwell. We used to have ducks. I went to the mill all the time to get, corn for the ducks.
Yeah.
So literally anytime I walk into Old Mill, that's all I smell. And I'm like 5 years old because smelling every smell that I used to smell. And they have good food. They have great beer.
Yeah.
Their peanut butter porter is excellent.
I know we're on the brews right now, but how many of the people on this call are fans of bourbon?
It depends on the bourbon.
Let's see.
So there are a few places around here, but there's a new one, or like fairly new, called Eastern Keel. Used to be Gray Skies, north of Grand Rapids on Monroe.
Gray Skies is the name?
It used to be Gray Skies. They now called Eastern Keel because of a certain lawsuit from a certain other company we shall not name. If you have not had a chance to go out there, they do tours on, well, they did tours on a Saturday where you can go and see their full setup, the mash barrels, the aging area, and then they are very generous with their samples and very generous with their mixed drinks afterwards. Well worth it.
Yeah, and I just did a a bourbon tasting with a friend of mine who is extremely into it. We're both Maker's Mark ambassadors.
Nice.
He's actually an ambassador for life. Right. I just enjoy it. It's great. I'm starting to learn. Again, it goes because I'm not going to be cocky, right? But like when it comes to beers, I understand the flavors. I've been through it. You can only make so many, and everything tastes good, but like you're going to compare, right? But so then like bourbons, now I'm getting to understand there's so many different flavors for this, right? Like you understand so much about it, right? I just smelling it and tasting it, holding it there. It's why my wife and I make wine. I mean,
I don't want to
flavors.
sound pompous or anything
you
here,
do
but
sound pompous right now.
I always do.
Just by saying that.
So we are in like the greatest area because we have so many distilleries, so many wineries, so many breweries,
Yeah.
places that make cider.
Yeah.
I mean, just in this little area in West Michigan.
Yeah.
You
Turns
can
out when
literally
microbreweries
taste anything.
Not
when
just
microbreweries get bored, they make weird stuff like mead or cider or other stuff.
that was say we were talking about it in a different episode. Like when they get bored, they make weird stuff. So I met Founders, okay, which Founders is I mean it's nationwide, worldwide now. I mean Founders it's not a microbrewery, right? Like this is a
Not
freaking-
anymore.
This thing is just massive, and so I'm there for a cellar raid, right? And so I'm drinking Curmudgeon, I'm drinking Backwoods Bastard, I'm drinking just CBS, KBS. Everything that's old and just fantastic. So all of a sudden, I mean, I'm 15 beers in type of a thing. Like it's a night, and they release a firkin, right? So a firkin for you people is a very small batch of a beer that they're trying to do something with, and it was one of my favorite beers, Dirty Bastard, right, which is a mainstay at Founders, but it was with coconut. And I'm drinking this, and I was like, "Oh my goodness!" Like it hands down. Like I drank like 3 more while still drinking all my barrel aged stuff because it was just that good. And like I didn't want to give it. Like they wouldn't, they wouldn't let you take it to go in a growler or anything like that. And I was like, "Well, the only time I'm going to get it is right now, and I might as well get my maximum amount of it." But so and yes, my wife drove home, but that was a great night. So like I love it when companies try to do weird things. Like I go all the time and ask, "Hey, what's the thing that you just have like random?" Like I don't want the stuff I can go to the stores and get because I've probably had what I can go to the stores and get. Right, my friends and they're like, "Hey, you should use this app," and I'm like, you know what? I mean, the beer is probably not going to impress me that much where I need to track everything that I've had. Right, like I've had so much stuff. I'll tell you, hey, yeah, this is good, that is good. And if I try something twice, I'll be like, okay, great. Like, oh, hey, so you're from England. Yeah. So the banana bread from Wells.
Wells.
Oh my goodness.
So good.
It just hit me. I was gonna say like a strange thing that like I've had
Love it.
twice. But banana bread
I
from
haven't had
Wells.
that.
Are you serious?
Oh,
You're from
Laurence.
England.
The Wells
I haven't been there
banana
for 10
bread.
years. Like, when
It's
did they
so
come out with
good.
this shit?
It tastes like you're eating your
banana
local
bread?
Time out. I'm gonna make a rule. Laurence, you cannot try the Wells banana bread until COVID ends, and then I'm gonna bring some over and we're gonna have some fun.
All right, deal. Either that or, next time we put the fire outside.
Or that, which
Mhm.
probably won't be anytime soon because it's gonna start snowing and crap because we live in Michigan. That's-
Yeah. No, and so like I
Well, you
will
went through most
try.
of my spiced rum at that point.
I do enjoy any rum. It can be spiced or none. I mean, but
the Captain Morgan's orange vanilla cream
yeah,
with Coca-Cola is phenomenal.
I'd say Crown Peach, but
Well, David went through a sizable portion of my Northern Lights distillery, which is up in Leelanau Peninsula.
oh yes,
That might have
Their
happened.
spiced rum
fantastic distillery.
is some of the best rum you will ever have.
Yeah.
That might have happened.
No, that is
Yeah.
a fantastic distillery. I have been there multiple times. They make some of the greatest stuff.
Mhm. The horseradish
guys around
vodka
here?
in a Bloody Mary. Speaking of, so Mike, you're a Bloody Mary fan. The
Yeah.
horseradish vodka in a Bloody Mary it's pretty good. I'm not a Bloody Mary fan, but it was good.
Are we ever gonna
horse
get?
radish fan? So it would have to be kind of a undertone for me to really probably enjoy it.
It gives you that spice. It doesn't really horseradish it up.
Yeah.
Are we ever gonna be able to get together and have real drinks again?
No, I doubt it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Next summer. The vaccines are coming out. The Moderna one, the BioNTech one. They're working on it.
I hope so, because this shit sucks.
Yeah.
Can you get stuff from that distillery around here?
What's that?
Can you get stuff from that distillery you were talking about?
Oh,
Eastern Keel,
Northern
yes,
Lights?
they do take out. They do. In fact, for a while they were doing cocktail sets. So they give you
No,
the
I mean
mixes.
around here in Grand Rapids.
Maya has a whole bunch of them.
Oh wow, okay.
Let's see. You might be able to find bottles at De Schuler's right there on 44th and between Burlingame and Will or Ivanrest.
We went
Yep,
to
I know what you're talking about.
Copper something.
Copper Vine, which is
Copper in
amazing.
Saugatuck.
Oh no. Let's see.
Coppercraft.
Yeah.
Yes, that's it. In Saugatuck,
Yeah.
and bought a huge freaking bottle of vodka.
Yeah.
So smooth.
Friends of
We are
mine.
really spoiled for choice because Long Road is out on Leonard. Yeah, they're also really good.
Friends of mine, every time they go up north, they just bring me back cherry infused vodka. And they know that it's a gift for me, but they won't leave until we open it and finish it. Because they know, like, once it's gone, like,
That's
once it's
the
over,
right
it's gone.
way.
Right. Oh, yeah, dude, it's great. I love them. And they're like, we've killed two birds, one stone. We bought you a gift to say we love you, but we're also drinking with you. No, I think we are so spoiled. Anybody that's still watching or listening, I want you guys to tell us what your favorite brewery is. I mean, because
We want to try.
I said we want to try it and we want to go visit because I love lakefront brewing because of the location. I mean, it's literally exactly what it says. It's lakefront, right? You have a beautiful view. I go up to wineries all the time because, right, like the view. The ambiance of places makes a lot for me. Founders is huge. They have their second story, they have outside seating. And not me being the hipster that I am,
Yes.
I enjoy those small places that nobody goes to because
Like Old Mill.
Oh yeah, like Old Mill. Because when I go to Old Mill, it's literally I can get my food and I drink like I'm drinking Bud Light because like it just keeps coming. Like they don't ask, they just keep it going.
So still my favorite small brewery.
Yeah.
Mike's gonna know. Can you say it,
Old
Mike?
Peninsula.
Old Peninsula.
Old Peninsula.
Oh my!
I freaking
That's
love
what I was gonna
I've been going to Old Peninsula for 20 years.
Down in Kalamazoo.
Yes, I love it. Great beer.
That's funny. Courtney and I go.
Good
all the time.
food.
It is- Courtney and I.
We were there on New Year's 2000.
Yeah.
We were there New Year's 99 and 2000.
That's
We
right.
went-
Yeah.
So I'm 32 years old. Oh my God, I'm old. But my wife and I went and seen Styx the other day.
Christ is young.
This is great.
Yeah. So we go to Old Peninsula, and then we go watch Styx, and they take their halftime show of 45 minutes because they're tired.
Right.
And then they come back and play, and then we go to Old Peninsula. We drink even more. Dude, I love that bar.
That is a fantastic bar.
It's a great brewery. They make good stuff. The staff they have is fantastic and knowledgeable. Say Founders, I love you, but I hate you at the same time because like I can never get service. I can never, have time. Like this bar has something, this other bar, like, and it's the same building. This one doesn't have it. I wait 40 minutes in line. Oh, you got to go to that one. It's just, man, you know what? Like, you can't ever get a table. You can't, like, I'd rather pay an extra $1 to go to a random bar, sit there and just go, keep it coming. Where do I go?
You honestly have to fly out of Grand Rapids Airport to get good service of Founders.
Oh my good,
Yeah.
dude! I've almost bought a ticket. This is no lie. I was like, "Where's the cheapest one?" It was like 97 or no, it's $57. My best friend was flying out home, and it was $57 for me to go to Florida, and I didn't. But I would have been able to get through checkpoint. And he's like, "I'm really thinking because his flight got delayed." And he's like, "I'm thinking about buying you a flight." Just to say that you can come in because they had Rubaeus on tap.
Oh yeah.
They had so much stuff that they didn't have at the brewery on tap, and he's like, "You're missing out on like," and he goes, I'd probably cancel it and get my money back. You know, he goes, but the problem is it has to have your name on it. So you'll get a $57 flight voucher. And I was like, I'm never gonna fly, you know, but you know, I love it, man. Like, dude, yeah, you're correct. And every time, so
The
they have
Rubeus
the-
Nitro as well, if they have it.
yeah,
The
they have
Rubeus Nitros.
they have the Leinenkugels one, which is never open. We used to go to the Bells one all the time, and I would drink 10 beers while like we would leave 3 hours early just to let him fly out because Bells was there, and I would drink 15 Kalamazoo stouts. I'm like, I don't care.
So Bell's is a great one to bring up because you know
Huge.
very very big beer in the area.
Black Note. Oh,
And
Love Bells.
there are Bells that I really like.
Bell's
I like
official.
the stout.
Black
Bell's
Note.
official. It's like
But-
the easy drinking IPA. It is damn good. I don't know what your thoughts on it, Amar, but it's
All I
good.
drink is Two Hearted.
Right, like
Two
everybody
Hearted.
has their
And
thing.
they told me to try out Lighthearted, so recently I've tried that.
Yeah.
Well,
do
I
you think
know
of
like Oberon for me is just
That's
overrated.
fruity. I won't drink it.
Overrated. Again, it has that orange in it. And I don't like the
Overrated.
orange, right? Like, I'm not doing
If
the citrus.
Oberon was sold year round, it would not be that popular.
No, it wouldn't. It's
But-
the limited time thing that makes it popular.
You know what? The McRib wouldn't be the same, but
Oh my god, that's
I mean-
disgusting.
who's going out to get a McRib? I still haven't had one, but I need one. It's you know, you got to, dude. Come on, you
Disgusting.
did you have them in high school?
Yeah.
Okay, so and you don't want it. because
No!
All I think about is throwback food, and I'm like, hey,
Oh,
let's go.
So again, talking about high school for a minute, Laurence won't understand this because he was in England. So
Were you
in
at
my high
secondary
school, we could go 5 minutes down the road and get a meal for $1.30.
Yeah.
Mike knows what I'm talking about.
Good old hot now.
Now you can get a
Oh.
burger, a fry, and a pop for $1.30.
45 cents for a burger.
No, 39.
39 cents?
39 cents.
49
49
cents for a cheeseburger.
Yeah, just say yeah.
The only hot now I know is the one on Eastern that has trees growing through it.
Look, there's one left, and it's
It's
down
in Sturgis.
Sturgis, right? So it's an hour and a half from us, which I drive down there once a year just to get cheesy potato bites, right? Like I mean,
They had a deal where you would buy 10 burgers, 5 fries, and
The
5 drinks,
the family deal.
and it was like $9. And I told my wife when she moved here, I'm like, this is the greatest thing ever. And she ate one of the burgers and she goes, this tastes like shit. And I'm like, yeah, but it was $9.
Is that why Dawn's vegetarian?
I hope you guys can
Well,
see.
she wasn't then, she is now.
I hope you guys can see. I'm a small guy, right? But my grandfather and my grandmother, they raised me on hot and now because it was so cheap.
Cheap.
And my grandfather was funny because I learned how to eat a burger from him. He would eat 1/3 of the burger, or one quarter of the burger, 1/4 of the burger, and then the other half. Right, so it's 3 bites and done. I used to try all the time, like and I couldn't do it. And now I'm this big, and now I'm like, let's do this. Like it's the worst thing I've ever picked up from a person. But
And
Archie's-
the key to hot now is they had like the best fries.
They did have the best
the
fries.
crinkle cuts.
No,
Oh,
these were like
That's
the
like you-
original,
White
like
Castle.
weirdly textured, like
Yeah.
they seasoned them before they like froze them type
yeah.
fries.
White Castle's where it's at, okay? White Castle.
It-
I don't know what
Can't do
people's
that.
I don't know what people's obsession with White Castle is. All I know is it pisses me off. I didn't have White Castle as a kid. I had it when I was in college bowling, and I get this stupid pack, right? That I waited 40 hours to get a fucking pack of burgers, and they're this big, which no man wants to have a burger this big, okay?
They're
And
bite size.
I have to put my own ketchup on this thing. I have to put my own, and so I'm sitting here going like, I put one. I'm like, I have to
Yeah.
re-top everything, and I'm like, this is the stupidest meal I've ever had. As much as people like White Castle, I'm like, all right, dude. Like I was hungry, like so I start eating dry ass burgers because I'm hungry.
If you get a pickle and some onions on, and that's basically it.
Right? Like, it's stupid. All right, so good job for liking
But
White
it's
Castle.
The Castle of White.
The Castle
Yes.
of White. So not that I want to divulge into fast food.
But we're going there.
We're gonna go there, of course. So, is there a better burger than In-N-Out?
Yes.
Where?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Fast food?
I mean, Five Guys is like 5 times better.
That's not fast food though.
So that's 5 times the price. You don't have a drive-through window.
I love
We don't have an
In-N-Out.
In-N-Out anywhere around here, so how
We
would I know
don't.
to?
I've never had
That's the
an
problem.
In-N-Out burger, so
We were gonna go to Vegas,
What?
and the only thing I looked for in Vegas is where's the In-N-Out.
Oh, it's down. Where did I stay? It's down by the Tropicana. and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm gonna vote Checkers is better.
No,
Yes.
No.
no.
Yes. Let's say
You're high.
no. Come on. And I'm gonna vote. I just had a Hardee's burger. Maybe because that's like the most. recent-
Hardee's is disgusting.
What are you talking about?
The only thing you
well-
go to Hardee's for is the sausage and gravy.
I do enjoy biscuits and gravy, but I don't know about sausage and gravy.
Where's
I
the, they put the
haven't
sausage
had-
in the gravy?
Disgusting.
I haven't had a Hardee's burger since there was a Hardee's in Plainwell, like where I think it's where Wendy's is now.
You know the last time I had Hardee's, Mike?
What?
It was when we were working in Rockford, and I went up to Janesville, and I had to buy something to eat, and it was in Hardee's, and it was awful.
Oh,
Hardee's.
Jack in the Box is terrible too.
I don't mind it. I really enjoy my Checkers burger. They actually put seasoning on my burger.
I'm not a Checkers fries.
I
is
actually
good.
I just had In-N-Out the other day because I was up in Frankenmuth. Or no, it was Halo Burger.
I was
Sorry.
gonna say you
Yeah.
didn't have In-N-Out. They're all on the West Coast.
Halo is great. So
I was out in San Francisco for a few years back for some training and went to In-N-Out, and it was just regular. It's just a burger, man. There's nothing special about it.
You went to the wrong In-N-Out, or you didn't order it the right way.
dude, all right, so I hate
I don't know how to. What
I
is
hate-
the right way for In-N-Out?
I hate
Oh, they have all these special codes. Animal style is
Animal
phenomenal.
The fries, animal style.
oh
Dumber knows.
say Laurence,
I-
I think I just hate England so much because it's such a basic it's such a
You've never
basic
been there.
annoyance country, right? Well, I've been to everything here in
Fair.
America that represents it. So like I've been to like Cock and Bull, right? Like down in Ohio. And it's this English pub. And the food sucked and everybody was
Sounds
just
accurate.
everybody was boring, and it's like you can get fish and chips, which it's called freaking fries, okay? I don't eat fish in the first place. And then you want to give me a burger that has no flavoring. Dude, so like I find England to be just I have no want to go there because it sounds so boring.
I would go to.
It sounds flavorless.
Oh,
it
it's
sounds
amazing. You
I go
gotta
to
go.
England.
You don't eat British food. You go to England
don't eat
for the
British
history.
food when
You
you're
don't
in
eat the
London.
food.
do they have other food there?
London is
have
probably one of
every
the most
single other
diverse
country's
places I've
food.
ever been to.
Like all
Yeah.
I care about is all I care about is
I'm sorry,
McDonald's.
what was that?
I'd probably go
If you go to
I'd probably go
England,
find
the
the Indian
only thing you
place.
can eat is bland, awful food.
Well,
That's all.
it's
But-
probably true.
No, it's. I guarantee it's
London.
not. If you go to
Did you-
America, you don't only get American
If
food.
you go to South Dakota, you get shit American food.
Okay, well, South Dakota has 3 cousins
guys,
marrying
hang on.
each other.
And so
Amar was
all-
saying, did you say the most racist or least racist? Because I'm not sure whether to agree or disagree with you.
Well, all I'm saying is, I feel like if I go to
I said
England,
most
it's
diverse.
just going to
Most
be
diverse?
South Dakota food.
I'll give you that, especially in London. Outside of that, not so much.
No, just in London.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, what would you want? Greek? You want Italian? We even found a Mexican restaurant in London last time I was there.
We even found, like, there's only one, dude, I am a taco and burrito fan. Like, my wife asks me every week what I want for food, right? And here's my list for everybody watching, okay?
Tacos.
Monday, I want burritos. Tacos, Taco Tuesday. Wednesday, I want enchiladas. Thursday, I want fajitas. Friday, let's do tacos again. All right, Saturday and Sunday, she might be able to pick, but I'm hoping it's Mexican food. All I'm saying.
Don't go to
Courtney
India.
asked where the best Mexican was the other day.
That was
and
me stealing her phone.
That's fine. And my answer was, I heard they have great Mexican food in Canada.
Shit, which they don't. Okay, I've been to Canada. Nothing there.
Legit
Taco Bell.
question though. What is the best Mexican food around here in Grand Rapids?
Oh, around here it's about 3,000 miles south, and it's important
He's
to buy.
serious. What is the best Mexican food here?
All right, is this a
Because
real
I've only
question?
had good
This is a
mole
real
out in Big
question.
Sur.
All right,
Oh,
so
what's that
listen
place on 28th Street in Wyoming?
Who?
I forget the name of the place.
Tacos El Caporal.
No,
which
not
is-
that.
Homer says
On
not that.
28th Street in Wyoming, Tacos El Caporal, and there's a new one, Pancho Tacos.
Lindo,
Okay.
Mexico.
Oh,
Lindo.
which is like that's an eat-in. I thought you were talking. Lindo is fantastic. So I go to Lindo and get the trio burrito. Okay, that is a fantastic burrito.
Everything
All right, you're
Diablo
gonna learn
is amazing.
Mexican food sounds good right now.
No, it does. You're gonna learn some things today. All right, Laurence.
Because you had a few beers.
Welcome to Nick Watkins 101. All right. So
It makes me want some tamales.
Tamales sound good.
all right. So if you want tamales, go to the corner of Granville Avenue and Wealthy. There's a little shop right next to the ice store. You walk in, get tamales, and you're gonna be fine.
Like down by the intersection?
close,
Right around the corner?
kind of, yeah. But like
I
those
got
are
one
the
not
great.
too far from where I live here. I don't need to go to Grand Rapids for my tamales.
No, you want great tamales. Like we're looking for.
Oh,
great
there's really good tamales
No,
over on.
not really good. We're looking for greatness here, Mike. Okay, greatness.
Just so you know, if you fall asleep at the intersection, they kick your ass out.
Yeah.
I'm just letting you know right now.
So, all
Maybe
right.
that's only on Mega 80s.
If you want El Pastor, right? So marinated pork, you're gonna go to Taco Loco. I prefer the one in Granville right there. They'll do this just like a gyro, right? They'll have it on the skewer and they'll cut your pineapple. So El Pastor. If you want
What are you
chorizo,
saying right now?
what's that?
I'm confused with they cut a pineapple?
El Pastor is right, marinated pork, and it has pineapple juice kind of like with it.
Oh, okay.
So,
That's the part I
so
was-
like it cooks on top, and then like the juices flow through it, right? So like it eats away at the fatty fibers and stuff. So the El Pastor at Taco Loco, I just had more tacos than I should have the other day. Let's not name.
Is that possible?
No. But if you want chorizo, right, you're gonna go to Tacos El Cuñado, which is the greatest chorizo. I mean, their steak isn't as good.
I do like chorizo.
I do, right? Like it's spicy and it's good and it's just got this amazingness to it. Tacos El Caporal, which is right across from Lindo, Mexico and Wyoming. Okay, they're gonna have a very good steak taco, marinated meat and things like that. So right, those are like the three great places around here, but you have to get specific meats at each of them. You know, I get really tired of people ask, oh, and it sounds really stupid. I mean, Adobe has a really good chicken, but I can't, if anybody knows of a really great chicken taco that's gonna like wow me, I'm gonna try it. So list it below, tell me about it, besides being home. But like, even Adobe still dry sometimes, and you're just like, yeah, okay, it's got wet coming off of it, but like the meat's dry. But those are the three meats I go for, right? Marinated pork, chorizo, which is like a pork sausage type, like very spicy, not very, and then steak, right? So,
Not like a barbacoa at all.
oh, I do enjoy a barbacoa, which, but the problem with barbacoa is to get something around here that's actually really good. They're always gonna put it on top of like nachos, or they're gonna put it. So like even Tacos El Cuñado, their barbacoa, like it's okay, but if you go to Vivant, right? I think Vivant has barbacoa nachos, and it's like I don't want a nacho, like I want full flavor meat right in my mouth. Like I want this whole thing. Like Laurence, don't be jealous, okay? All I'm saying. But you know, so this is from the biggest guy here. Okay, I know what food I'm talking about. I've been to Mexico. I've tested everything. I came back, found the closest thing. So because my wife won't move to Mexico because I want that every single day of my life. If it's a tortilla, dude, I'm a happy guy. You know, it's like people always give me crap because they're like, "Oh, you're gonna die of a heart attack or something," and I'm like, "But am I gonna be happy?" Like, if I'm into like my 15th bite of my like 12th taco, do the math on that bad boy. Like,
I will admit, wrapping something in a tortilla is like the greatest possible way to eat food.
Thank you. Okay, see, yeah, we get head shakes, we
I've
get
got to
everything.
the
This is
point
true.
where people
This
pretty
is
much know that there will be tortillas when I go like camping with the Boy Scouts. Even if it's like breakfast, like eggs and sausages get wrapped in a tortilla.
Breakfast burrito is one of the greatest things to ever come out of, I don't know, culinary culture mismatch.
If you're looking for a breakfast burrito, I think the place closed up. But one of the greatest breakfast burritos was the Cheshire Grill. They make their own sausage and gravy from scratch, and it was hands down the greatest. But I think they closed. But the next thing I guess would have to be the Sherry Inn. They'll put theirs on top, and they use like a
That place is amazing.
Sherry. See, this guy gets it.
Yeah. I want to know where to get a Scotch egg.
We have proof that I know what I'm talking about. All I'm saying. We have one pouch.
Mike, but why? Why would you do that?
Eggs are so good. Sausage wrapped around a soft boiled egg. It's got to be cooked right though with the egg. It's got to still be a little yolky in the middle.
I will give you. There's so Rochester Hills, across the other side of the state. There's an Irish pub there that does a pretty damn good Scotch egg.
Yes. So, I am on day who knows how many? 13, 14, 15. Nope. Can't be 13 if there's only 12 days of Christmas. So I'm on day 9. I'm on day 9. I'm trying to do. I look at.
I have only 3 left.
Yeah, that's it. That's about what I have. So my wife and I, Rochester Mills. We want to tell you how much we appreciate you.
Oh my God,
Even
so
though-
much. I'm gonna go have one right now.
Let's say, even though I didn't bring anything tonight because I have to share it with my wife, the 12 days of Christmas or 12 days of milk stouts is some of our favorite things. I love celebrating that with my wife. Like I just had gingerbread last night. I had the Mardi Gras one, but I'm not familiar with the name of it, but it was very fun. I just enjoy the new flavors every year. My wife hates the Imperial, but I love it. So yeah, I get the whole thing. David, toasted marshmallow Coke. There we go. So
Toasted marshmallow milkshake stout.
which is fantastic, right? Like
Yep. They do some fantastic stouts out there. Yeah.
So, and if people that, say we said I'm a stout guy, and it's because of things like that, because you can do so many different flavors with stouts. Like,
So I will say they have not reached out to us yet, but they do like our tweets where we
Every
talk about
time, baby.
how we love Rochester Mills.
yeah, don't worry, they will. They'll come around, and we're gonna do something from there right after
Sometime
we do.
soon. Yep. Also, David, I do appreciate that completely randomly we're wearing the same shirt.
Yeah.
Lawrence is my guy,
Wearing I drink Michigan beer and I know things.
and you know things.
I'm wearing my green shirt that has green stuff on it because it was, I don't know, cheap.
Well, fuck you too.
Oh, hey.
I will say I was right
Easy to
about
clean the
that
stains off.
Berserker Imperial Stout. I would drink it last and it would pretty much knock me out, and that's pretty much what it just did.
What you got in that fridge?
I got
Makes
more
me
beer in
glad-
the fridge.
I'm gonna have one.
So
Which makes me glad I'm living. I'm at my house.
Saving that. What happened to Amar?
I like that. That's good.
Oh my!
David is happy about the fact that
Oh,
he's in a
everybody
new
loves it.
location with a fridge.
So here's the deal. First time I'm letting anybody know. I talked to Jason tonight. He might bring the kegerator over here and set it up so we can drink beer from the kegerator. Yeah, have it. So we can drink beer from the kegerator. You still got 3/4 of that one left.
So just to let everybody know, he's telling you I have 3/4 left. It is
New
my
Glarus.
new Glarus red Belgian red. Right, I'm saving it for last. Like that's what I'm doing. I feel like this conversation is going to go on for a little bit, so I'm drinking a dirty blonde that David gave me from Atwater Brewing, which I love Atwater, but I'm saving my Belgian red.
It
for
has
last.
a really good flavor.
It does. Like we stopped an episode for this beer. We've not done things like this before.
So
Like it took my breath away. It took my flavor away. It was hands down a life-changing moment of my life. And I appreciate New Glarus for that beer.
so we love talking finances.
No,
And we haven't done that yet tonight. I don't think we will because, you know,
no, this was about beer and,
it was just about beer. But
proving to you guys that we are just normal people that love beer and love money.
we do love money.
We do.
And
Means
yeah,
your favorite beer is a beer bought by somebody else.
This
sure.
might be my favorite. Actually, the New Glarus was bought by somebody else, so that is.
Mike is right. I have had several beers that he has bought, and I always think they taste delicious.
I'm good at that. I always stop and get something on my way up, and quite often when I buy more than I know I'll drink, it stays at Dave's.
I am not complaining at all. So we did a Zoom last night with a bunch of our Star Wars people, and I was good. I didn't drink it all so that I could save it all up for tonight. And I gotta say, this might be the best one I've had.
Toasted marshmallow, really?
Yeah.
Good.
Ever?
I mean, I love the
I don't know
I love
about
the other ones, but tonight this might be the best one. Yeah.
I think that I tried one of those when I was at your house a week ago. When Mikey had left him there, and that was a good beer.
It was very good.
It makes me very sad because everything I've had tonight. So, right, the hazelnuts is really hands down one of my favorite. Right, again, when you're mixing so much, so you have an imperial stout with hazelnut barrel aged. It's really like it plays with your taste buds so much. And then I switched to a KBS, right? I don't drink coffee, but like chocolate coffee, dark roasted. I mean, it's a really great beer.
Yeah.
Like it messes with you. And then I finish it up with the Belgian red, and I'm like, pop, 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 pop. But so I went to here and even at the dirty blonde, like
Very good.
it's a very light, moist, like you can tell the creaminess of the beer. It's a low alcohol content. Like
Yep.
you can all you're getting is just the basic thing. And so the toasted marshmallow.
Even this is only 5.2.
Wait, I said all of them are like, and that's the thing, like with all of those is they come up with different flavors. I mean,
So I have this question.
yeah.
Laurence, you've had what, 2 tonight? Give us your reviews because I want to know what you thought of both of those.
Yeah, I finished up both of them, and I'm debating getting another one from the fridge. So the Ski Patrol, Brewery Vivant, they do really good stuff. Nick was talking about the Wizard Burial Ground. Their barrel age stuff is fantastic, but this is just a plain old winter wheat. You know, Bell's would do the bright white or similar. This one, fantastic. Got a ton of flavor. Nice, easy drinking beer. Good wheat one if you're into Belgian wheats. Tangerine Space Machine, one of my favorites. Just a go-to hazy IPA, 6.8% alcohol. So it's not terrible. Good, easy drinking one. But the orange really comes through in this one. In hazy IPAs, you can be more on the IPA side, more on the I'm kind of an unfiltered beer, and I don't really know what I'm tasting like. This one has a clear flavor, so really good orange.
Amar, did you finish the Bud Light? Now you onto the hop.
I finished both.
I'm proud of you. Let's say
What do you think about the Hop Slam? I know you've had it before, but give everybody your thoughts.
So I'm very annoyed that I don't know if they still do, but they used to only sell it like a month out of the year. So anytime I see it in the store, I always grab it. I think it's a little overpriced, but it is a delicious IPA, and I love most IPAs from Bell's. So I'm not going to think twice if I see it around. So if I'm out buying lighthearted, two-hearted, and I see Hop Slam, it's getting in the cart.
I think I agree with that. I think Hop Slam is only a very limited. Down here, I think you see it a little more just because I'm so close to Bell's.
Yeah.
Well, I
But
think
yeah, it's only a couple of months out of the year.
it's funny because when you guys say, "Hey, it's like you can't find it," but so I found these few little niche places to go that Courtney and I will like. We have so much beer, right? Like
So
Amar was saying, he hasn't bought beer in like 6 to 8 months, but that's because he didn't buy beer. But like
bars or like grocery stores?
grocery
Like,
stores,
okay.
like yeah,
It
like
comes out in January, and I still have one. So
right, like and so like
You know how often
I'm the kind of guy who I used to stand in line and like I'm gonna get cases and cases.
Yep.
And I get tickets and do whatever. And like now I'm like, you know what? Let's go to let's if the brewery still has it, it's gonna be cheaper to go to the brewery.
Yep.
If not, like just like my cans. This year they came out with cans of odd side ales, and we talked about that, but like of Hazel's nuts
Yep.
and the variants. But like I went to a store because like I'm not gonna waste my time. I have to plan my schedule
Yep.
around it. If something comes up, I'm gonna be angry because it came in the way. So yeah, I didn't get a case of hazelnuts this year, but like I have cases of everything in my basement. Like
Mhm.
I have stuff that's not even good anymore because it's probably
Yep.
2000, I don't know, 10, 11. Like
oh yeah,
it's just but
Somebody will drink it.
well, you know, and like I could trade it off for something, right? Like I mean somebody's gonna want it. So and I'm not gonna tell you guys what it is because I don't need people, but like or like I have a CBS from like 2007, like the first year I turned 21. Like then they stopped making CBS. But like my cellar is just filled with just such random stuff that ages.
Here's the question I'm gonna ask.
Yeah.
Because we have 5 of us on here. And I want to know your go-to places to get different types of beer. So you can say no all you want. I'm going to get mine. So I have 2 places in this state, and then I have 1 out of this state. So if I'm looking for beer here,
Yeah.
I'm either going to Horrocks
Yeah, for sure.
or I'm going to Rishi's.
done. Yeah, that's what I would have said.
If it's outside of here, I'm going to Binny's Beverage Depot in
Yep.
Illinois.
Sure.
I can find anything I want.
So and it's funny that you said that
I'll be
because
right back.
so I really enjoy Rishi's,
Mhm.
and I will also we've already said
Rishi's
it.
great
So
too.
I'll go to right next to B Dubs, the Schulers.
Yep.
I say repeats, but no, say repeats is out in Holland. But I say I'll go there when I used to work. But like I'll go to the Schulers in Wyoming because they carry so much and they really carry fantastic stuff.
Mhm.
And then if I go out of state, I send my brother. I don't know the names of the places, but
Yeah. Well, he's out
know,
of state.
well,
so-
it was like my buddy just sent me a text today. He's like, "Dude, I just got this for Christmas, and it's the Hershey's version
Oh my God, I want that.
of Yingling." So he's like, "Dude,
I totally freaking want that.
he's like, I got a half case for you if you want some." And I'm like,
Yup.
"Dude, of course I do." Like, and so my brother,
You'll be sharing
again,
that.
like new Glarus, you can't find this, right? Like, so he's like, I was like, dude, when you go down there, he's like, yeah, I'm only down there for another week, and he emptied the shelves. Like,
The closest
So-
you can find that beer is Pennsylvania.
you can find it on the border of Ohio, actually. So, like,
Ohio
it's-
and Pennsylvania,
Yeah.
or Ohio
Is
and
that-
Indiana?
Is that the
Ohio-
one they only serve kind of out in because I had that when I was out in Pittsburgh a couple of
yeah,
years
it's,
back.
well, it's a Pittsburgh beer, and then they'll sell it all down south, but they will not distribute in
It doesn't
Michigan
come
for
up
some
here,
reason.
no.
So, you'll find
Why?
it very few spots of Ohio. And so, right, like if you're looking, but like again, Founders. I mean, you'll find that nation 48
Yeah,
states. I think
yeah.
is where it's at.
Founders is all
Honestly, if you're in Alaska or Hawaii and you want something that we have, reach out to David or I, and
Yeah.
we will ship the shit.
I'm
Like we
sure.
don't care, dude. Like you pay for the price, we'll ship it to you. I mean, honestly, or I'll pay for it and you ship me something back. Like ship.
Oh, I like that idea.
Beer
See it?
exchange.
Now we're right. The beer. We've talked about my experience in the beer exchange. I don't
You
wanna go
had the
back.
worst
No, but you do your own
experience.
beer exchange, right?
What's that,
Cross country beer exchange. I like it.
dude? I'm all about it. So,
You need to go back with us.
I do when
And
we
you
do
need
the
to not go at like noon.
Yeah, he went early in the day and they do nothing.
When we
It
have,
doesn't start till 6.
I didn't know this.
You're stupid.
I've
During
only
the
heard
week,
everybody
during
brag
the
how
week, their
great it
happy
is.
hour starts at 3,
It's great.
and it's half off. It's half off their Michigan cans.
I might have been there at that time, but still, like.
So,
And then I went to Openness because I was tired of beer
Openness
exchange
was
because how
great.
shitty it was.
Oh.
Lawrence,
okay.
where are you going to buy your beer?
I mean, honestly, I'm going to Maya if I'm there because I'll just get whatever I feel like while I'm there. Or if I'm looking for anything specific, I'm going to Rishi's.
Yeah.
Rishi's just has the full selection. I mean, you can even get the Belgian like 2, 4, and what is it, 6 and 8, like the doubles.
Yep.
You can get all of that stuff. You can get anything. You get stuff from Tapestry, which is just fantastic. Anything Tapestry does is amazing.
Yes.
You know, he's got the biggest selection in Grand Rapids, honestly, and the dude is hilarious. So if you ever get a
Huge
chance to
shout
talk
out to
about,
Rishi's.
yeah,
Yes, Rishi's is the greatest.
He
Rishi's
is
is the greatest. They even
phenomenal.
made a barley wine of him. Like he's on the bottle of the barley wine that they made.
So I'm so glad you mentioned barley wine because most people don't know about it. We talked about which beer we like.
Yep.
Okay. So barley wine is my go-to that nobody else enjoys.
It's like a half beer, half mead. It's strange.
So I'll do billionaire, quadrillionaire, like all the barley wines. I enjoy like most barley wines. Like it is an acquired taste, and people buy it because they think it's fun. But then I'm usually the one that ends up drinking the rest of it because that's where it's at. Like
If you're a fan of meads, you probably would enjoy a barley wine. Yeah.
exactly. Like and so which is funny because my wife hates them
Yep.
and she hates barley wine.
I think I bought a barley wine at Rishi's one time.
So, Amar, besides Rishi's and Horrocks, where are you going?
Binny's.
Benny's is phenomenal.
I mean, my in-laws live in Illinois, so I'm there, at least every other month, if not more.
I will be at Benny's in February when I take my wife to that $500 hotel.
I'll be there tomorrow.
You heading back
Cerberus.
there?
What's it called?
Cerberus.
One more time
Yep.
for everybody that's watching. It's called Cerberus, which we
It is.
want to be sponsored.
Sponsor us.
David will do one in his room. I'll do one
This
in
is
my
from Benny's.
room. My
This
Yes.
is from Binny's.
yeah.
All the liquor I buy is from Binny's usually.
Oh, they have the best selection, I swear.
It's awesome.
You know what's great here though, besides what we mentioned, is Pete's.
Yeah, Pete's.
Pete's has great selection.
I say repeats out in Holland.
yeah.
Right? Like I say.
We haven't asked Mike yet. Mike,
Where's
where are
in
you
there?
going besides?
I don't have a lot of good options down here in the Kalamazoo area.
We
You
used
know,
to.
Megabev is pretty decent. I mean, they really, I think since COVID, kind of dropped their selection a bit, especially of like build your own 6-packs. I think they've got a good selection of non. There's a really nice small little beer, wine, liquor, like hot sauce, cured meats, pickles, and all that kind of stuff out in Texas Corners, which I can't remember the name of, and I tried to look it up on Google, and it wouldn't actually show me the name, so I don't know if they're even open anymore. But they were like the first place I built a 6-pack, and they had a good selection.
So
And they
we used to
Kind
have
of like how Horrocks used to be. You could pull off of a 6-pack to put into your 6.
Well, you could still do that. So I grew up down the street. So everybody talks about, back in the day when I used to be able to go with a note. Okay. So my grandparents raised me. This is way too much. My grandparents would make beer battered kielbasa.
Okay.
So grandma would send me to the store for one beer.
Kielbasa, by the way, horrible.
It's fantastic.
Horrible.
And you shut your
I'm Polish,
You're
it's
a
horrible.
Honestly, what
I'm
is wrong
sorry,
with you,
it's horrible.
David?
So-
Seriously.
So, but my grandma would send me to the store and she'd be like, "Hey, go get one, one Bud Light or one Miller Light or whatever."
Yeah.
And so whatever they wanted to make the kielbasa with, and it'd be a handwritten note because they live 3 houses up the road, and it'd be a phone number on there and everything. And so I would go there. I'm young. They'd sell it to me. I'd walk back home, give it to them. We'd make food. But so it's now Archie's. No, it used to be Archie's,
Okay.
which is my grandfather's name. Now it's Mel's, and they don't
Okay.
sell it to me. I mean, I'm 21 now. They'll sell me anything. But at Mel's, right? Like that's a great place to go to. Like the son understands microbrews, and he has a lot of things in. I get a lot of my I don't know, like pirate parties and things like that from there, and it's fantastic beers.
My favorite place in Kalamazoo when I was younger
Yeah.
used to be named after the god of wine.
Nick
Bacchus
Watkins.
was a nice, good place to buy things.
What place?
Bacchus.
Watkins. It should have been Watkins. Okay, I'm the god of wine.
The fuck you are.
Just say
Bacchus
I
had
make great wine.
selections. Mike and I went there a couple times before I moved out of state, and
Tiffany's toward downtown Kalamazoo was pretty good too.
Tiffany's
Except
did have
then I
good
think
stuff
they
too.
kind of turned into more of a wine place.
What's your guys' secret to picking a good bottle of wine? Or I guess
Ask
what's
questions?
the definition of a good bottle of wine first?
Taste it
Honestly,
before
dude,
you
I just
buy
go
it.
on price.
Don't
It's
don't
like-
taste it before you buy it.
Taste it before you buy it.
Just in the
All right.
store, right? You just pop open a bottle and try it out.
That's what I say. Okay,
I go to places that they let you taste the wine.
So all right.
Yeah.
Here's my
There's so many
rule of
places
thumb.
around here that can.
Do you know the person?
What are you asking me?
Do you know the person that you're buying the bottle of wine for?
No.
I mean, for myself.
Oh, well, so like if you know what you like, just ask questions.
What if I don't know what I like?
Yeah, the best stores have what are they called?
Sommelier?
Sommelier, yeah.
Sure. So
Well, I mean, you should know, like, do you like dry versus,
I
dry
definitely like
versus
dry
sweet,
versus
red
sweet.
versus white.
and
Red
then,
and white, I don't
you know,
really
what
care, but I definitely
underlying
like dry.
flavors you might appreciate.
So
Yeah, that's where I get all sorts of confused, and I'm like, sure, it's got alcohol on it, and it tastes good.
yeah, so you might as well just go to Aldi and get winking out.
So I know we can set
But-
up an episode this summer for Michigan Wine Company. I'm just saying.
Mhm.
We can set
There's
up
a-
an episode for Michigan Wine Company versus Nick Watkins LLC, which is both wine companies. And they're both gonna win.
Yeah, I
Like
mean,
a
honestly,
sponsorship
Amar,
all
I
day.
just go
Well, why
go
is
to a
Nick
few
Watkins
wineries around
LLC
here.
not supporting Bucks and Brews?
Yeah.
Yeah, I say. I like how David and I are sitting on. He's under me
I
and I'm
know.
under him.
I thought the same thing. I'm like, you didn't do switched.
Yeah, I say it's great.
My wife was complaining because it's backwards. I'm like, when we get a regular camera, it will be the right way.
Don't worry. Hey, and everybody that's watching this still,
Who's watching this still?
nobody.
I
But-
am.
So this okay. This is Cubs. That's Cubs. I'm gonna bring my Tigers and Tigers. Okay, so don't you worry, child. The Tigers are gonna represent.
I don't think anybody's worried. We like the Cubs, so
we do like the Cubs. We also like the Tigers.
nobody cares about the Tigers.
I care.
Nobody cares about you.
I'm on the poster. So
You are on the poster.
yeah, so I would say. All right, so I would say do one thing. Number one, I would go to wine tastings. They're going to cost you at most $10, but usually. So go to Jaden James, which
Oh, it's fantastic.
what's their Cascade Winery?
Cascade Winery?
Okay, Cascade Winery. You're going to do a flight, right? Tell them, hey, I would like something red, white, dry, and sweet, right? Like tell them you want that
I
horizon.
don't want nothing sweet.
What's that?
He likes dry.
Right. So he already knows that. So now
I
you
know
need
that much, yeah.
reds and whites, and now you need dries.
Mike's the man right there.
Yeah, say number two, you're gonna go to like right up the road is Robinette's, right? And so then you're gonna walk in there and you're gonna go, hey, I need your reds, whites, and I need your dries.
They have alcohol at Robinette's?
Apple orchard. Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
I did not know.
$5 includes your
fun.
glass.
Jesus.
And if you
Mike,
bring-
we were stupid last year. We should have gotten alcohol.
If you bring it back, you'll get a free pouring or free tasting. Which
Yeah, so I bought
My
one.
wife and I have been.
If you're talking about the night that I'm thinking of, we already got drunk enough.
My
No,
wife.
no, no. We trooped at Robinette's last year.
Oh, when was that?
I don't know. Laurence and Jenna were there.
Was I there with you?
You were there. We had 2 Tuscans. Laurence,
What?
do you remember trooping at Robinette's last year?
Yes, the cidery. Yeah.
Asshole Charlie was there.
So time out.
Just saying
Hang
that
on.
right out loud.
The
Two
only
things.
time
I
I've trooped with Charlie was
Who's
Amar.
asshole Charlie? I'm sorry, I don't know.
No, you're right. Amar.
I'm terrible with
So-
names.
So right there's two right there, and if you're feeling fancy, you can go to the DNW, which is stupid, but go to the DNW that's in it's just in East Grand Rapids, right? It's the fancy area.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and like do a wine tasting there, but
They have a
between
wine tasting at the grocery store.
it's a DNW that's in East Grand Rapids. Okay, so like. Let's not ask questions. All right, and before we get off topic too much, Laurence,
Already off topic.
Lawrence,
Yes.
I'm gonna need you to do the Chewbacca growl thingy.
It works better in the mask, but I'll give it a shot.
You only do it in the mask. Okay, so I
No,
was gonna ask,
no, because it works better in the mask because it's got the reverberation.
I don't know what that means,
Okay.
but
you don't know what reverberation means?
If I go
Doesn't.
first, will it make you feel less shy about doing it?
No, I'll do it. I'm just saying it's
dude,
not
if
gonna
you
come
want to
out
go
the
throw
second-
the mask on, dude, like we're all about throwing the mask on. Go get the mask.
Go
We'll
get the
wait.
mask.
We'll wait.
All right,
Like
I will go get the mask.
I'm gonna teach Amr about how to buy wine. So you have reds. So it's red before white, dry before sweet. Okay, so you're gonna drink your red sweets and your red dries and your white dries before your red sweets and your white sweets. So I think I have that right. Anyway, so you're going to again, Cascade Winery. It's right up the road from each other. Go there and say, hey, look, I like wine. I know what I enjoy. I want to dry. Right, your whites are chilled, your dries are warm. So do you like a cold beverage or do you like a warm beverage? Right, so you don't know, so ask them, like, hey,
Well, even my reds, I want it to be cooler than room temperature, but not cold.
so like all my beers I drank tonight, except for David's Dirty Blonde, I drink warm temperature. But my wine, I want it ice cold.
So do you only drink whites
Um,
or mostly whites?
Nope. Actually, I drink. It's funny because I'm the complete opposite when it comes to wine. I drink
Cold
the
beverage.
sweetest, coldest wine possible. Like when it comes. So when I asked you earlier if you drink fruity drinks, like I drink kitty cocktails or with alcohol, but
We went to score the beginning of the
score, yeah,
summer.
like pineapple martinis, right? Like
And the dude came over and Nick goes, I want the girliest drink you can find.
yeah, it's saying it's a hairy buffalo or something. Like,
Yeah, something like that.
like I drink things. So everybody that's watching, Laurence is getting ready right now with his Chewbacca mask. He
I'm
is
so
gonna
excited.
do something that nobody's ever seen before, unless you've seen him in person.
By the way, Laurence has one of the best masks ever because it's made by Jamie.
I don't know who Jamie is, but is it rated and ranked?
Jamie makes the best Wookiee masks.
Who makes the one
Period.
for the
Who's
show?
Jamie?
What show?
The movie.
The actual movie? No, the Lucasfilm people.
That's
make the actual
LucasArts.
masks. But Jamie Arnell, they make the best Wookiee masks that you will find.
So does Jamie Arnell make the one for LucasArts?
No, LucasArts does
The
that.
one that you could buy. She makes.
So we have LucasArts and then we have Jamie Arnell. Like, so you're a close second. You're not the greatest, but you're like a close
I
second.
don't know. Hers are movie quality. They're movie quality.
Mine's not movie quality. Dude, I'm loving it. So
You're gonna find out in a second here how movie quality.
yeah, I said we're gonna just get this clip if we can figure it out. We're gonna post it to YouTube by itself. This dude has a sound diverter or some shit that he has. Very excited about it.
Laurence and I both have sound gloves. Oh, look at him.
Hold on, I got to turn my speakers up. All right, go.
I'm appreciative of this because mine would be like,
Yeah, I
My,
feel like
my
it's too
favorite
authentic.
story is, so Laurence and Jenna were talking one day and she's like, hey, what costume would you like? And he goes, I'd really like Chewbacca. So she sat there and lat hooked for, I want to say 270 hours, Laurence?
wow.
It was a lot. It was like 120. Yeah.
Okay.
Half,
Latch hook.
half, but still.
But still.
Yeah. It took a while, and that is why I made her in recompense like 6 other costumes.
Wow.
How many costumes?
About
Jenna
6.
has several.
Several. Most of the different rays, pretty much all of them.
Yep.
The what?
Different layers.
I don't know
Right.
what that means, but we're gonna
Go
hope it's like
away, dickhead.
we're gonna hope it's like
Incidentally.
ray of sunshine. So
Go
like,
away.
red, orange, yellow,
Incidentally.
green, blue, purple. It's a rainbow. So 6
Just go away.
rays.
Right.
Don't pay
hold on.
attention to
Incidentally.
him.
See, red, orange, yellow.
Oh,
that's
none
some
of your
good stuff.
business. Love
Out
it.
of your
Peanut butter
butter
stuff.
business.
Love
Uh,
that.
So
Which is an excellent start to round out the evening. Mhm.
Yes, it is.
yeah, round it out, get it started, whatever.
Either
I
way.
mean,
I mean, let's not talk about who's the alcoholic here, right?
dude. I'm really mad that Amar just left because I really enjoy like he has it set up for WWE party scene in the back.
The scene, the
Right,
door.
like he's
behind him.
either A, getting ready for New Year's, or
Somebody's
B,
gonna come right out of that
right, like
curtain,
here it goes, woo, Ric Flair it up. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and all of a sudden, Amr gets hit in the back of the head with a chair.
we need to know what this is about. Amar. So,
I mean, he's got the weights there and everything. You know, he's
yeah, this is great.
very hard.
So anyway, do any of you guys do any microbrew? Do you make meads? Are you anything?
I don't really have space to do anything in my house.
Sure. I always say, everybody asks me what do you do? I say I'm a vintner because I've made wine at least, I don't know, 50 times in my life. So
Unfortunately, I don't make that stuff because most of my time is either working or costumes. But one of my wife's colleagues does do a pretty serious home brewing operation. Yeah,
Amar,
they supply us with a Christmas-esque brew every year that's incredibly potent, like around the dragon's milk level percentage. It's well worth it.
I mean, is it? I drank Christmas Town Ale quite a bit, which my wife's like, "Hey, do you want one?" And I was like, "I've drank it on the past whole podcast, and I'm really down to like 3, so I'm gonna go home and drink it." But Amar, can you tell us a little bit about the blue, shiny awesomeness behind you?
Yeah, we're thinking Flair's coming out and hitting you in the back of the head.
Ric
with a
Flair
chair.
all day, bro.
So that is left over from my son's first birthday party. My wife put that up as a photo backdrop.
Cool.
So what I heard from that was, I'm getting ready for New Year's 2021. Woo! All day from it. And you have to woo it every time, right? Like you can't sell the
Absolutely.
woo short. So
Woo!
thank you. See, Benson, this is why we get along, right? Like he gets Ric Flair. Laurence, do you even know who Ric Flair is?
No,
How
not
could
a
you
fucking
know?
clue.
Oh,
Right. Somehow you know who Chewbacca is, but you don't know
How
Ric
old
Flair.
were you when you came here?
10 years ago.
26.
Are you
Okay.
36 now?
Yeah, I will be this year. Yeah.
Holy cow, Grandpa.
Yeah. Fuck you, Rich.
Seriously.
Dude, you're not far behind.
Oh, I have to ask up front. Is swearing okay on the podcast?
Up front.
He says an hour and a half into the show.
I'm 4 years older or younger than this guy.
YouTube's gonna
Mm.
flag this as inappropriate content.
Probably.
I'm sorry. I know it's if you auto caption it, it definitely will. Apologies.
We can only hope.
And
I don't know,
and
Mike's
the
I-
oldest
I-
one
I
here.
watched
It
your
would have been
old video,
trained-
Laurence.
It would have been trained on American accents. Maybe it gets confused.
I'm not sure we're gonna share this one at this point, but
Yes, we are.
say,
Mike's the oldest one here, and I'm number 2.
and I'm the youngest.
Fuck you, Dick.
Yep. Say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th. I plead the 5th. So,
That I have seen.
I'm proud of you. Yeah. I didn't know that nerds actually watch some Dave Chappelle in their life. Have you seen all the Star Wars?
Well,
Well, yeah,
yes, I am married to something of a fan. Yes.
something of a fan.
Did
Oh,
The
is
Amr,
that
have
person
you,
who
got
got
into
me
it?
into this.
Amr, have you seen all the Star Wars?
Yes.
Okay. And I know Benson has. and Dave-
But I haven't seen the Lego ones, and I'm not caught up on the Mandalorian.
Oh my God, Mandalorian's so good.
I haven't
That's what everyone
watched the
keeps saying, so
cartoons.
I gotta
It is worth watching. It's definitely worth watching if you enjoy it.
Okay,
Star
so
Wars.
most nerds here and
Yep.
there
Yeah,
haven't
Rebels
seen,
and Clone Wars.
have not seen a single one. I'm okay with my manhood.
No, you're not.
Wait, you haven't
I mean,
seen a
honestly,
single
Nick, it's
Star
up to
Wars?
you, but you're missing out on a little bit of cultural history there.
I-
As
you know-
somebody who's an immigrant to the US, you know?
It's phenomenal, and I'm gonna turn your daughter at some point.
It's not gonna happen.
It's gonna totally
Phrasing.
happen. I've already got a Darth Vader mask and a lightsaber for her, so
Shing 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 shing.
it will happen.
So
I mean, my
everybody-
son has seen a Star Wars movie, and he's 2.
really, dude. So I just seen my Facebook memories and the Mandalorian, which I think is like a prequel sequel thing to the Mandalorian. I don't know. Is there multiple of it?
Yeah.
Anyway, the other day it said, "Hey, Star Wars people, just to let you know, if you don't want to hear any updates, shing shing shing, slice slice." And that's all it said. And I was like, I don't get it. But I made the post because I knew David didn't want to hear any updates on it.
I will say, my first troop you were at
Which one?
Jennison Hot Dogs
Oh,
and
and-
Hot Rods.
Nice. Yeah, I say.
You brought your daughter. She was very, very young
Yeah, because I
and
went,
freaked out by my face.
and then you say I wanted to make sure that David felt comfortable because
As she should be.
as
Yeah,
much
true.
as much as it is, right? David and I are best friends. I mean,
Did we just become best friends?
yup.
You want to do karate in the
Yup.
garage?
Just say, right? Like I mean, we you know, it's just it is what it is, right? And so if I can support him in any way, if he can support me, he will do it.
Yep.
So, you know, I hope that anybody that's still watching likes, subscribe, shares to this video. I hope that this is letting you know that yes, we are investors that love to drink a lot.
A lot. We
This
drink
is
a lot.
this is literally called a normal Tuesday for me for some reason.
Yeah.
A few bottle caps, which I'm gonna save. If you have bottle caps and you want to give them to me for donation, reach out. I will give you my address, and we'll go from there.
If you want some of our beers, get a hold of us and we'll send you some beer.
Yeah, I say only if you're Hawaii and Alaska.
Yeah, everybody else can get their own damn beer.
Yeah, I think unless you have something that you know you can't get but you really want.
If you're Atwater or Rochester Hills,
Rochester
or,
Mills, yeah, say.
or Founders, Bells,
Say. Or New Glarus.
New Glarus.
If you just happen to randomly have, yeah, so there you go. New Glarus. If you have a random barrel or keg sitting around of your Wisconsin Belgian red, and it just happens
Send it on over.
if it just happens to have Nick's name on it, like send it over. If I have to pay for shipping, I'll probably come pick it up, but still I'll pay for shipping. Like I have a keg or a tap. Really, that is, dude, you and I will have a great night.
It will be great.
Or two. If you could do it before
end
New
up
Year's.
with that kegerator, Dave, in the refrigerator of your business. I might be over there every like Saturday that I don't have my kids.
You mean every Tuesday when we do these live?
No, I've got to work the next day.
Yeah, me too.
Mike has to be able to sleep and he can't drive an hour home.
So you think my boss cares?
Worst part about doing it here is I have to drive 5 minutes.
Just say my boss. Oh wait, that's me. I'm gonna fire myself. I'm not gonna lie to you guys.
It sounds like a good idea.
Benson, Mike, I want to thank you so much for joining us. I want to wish you a happy holiday, probably happy holidays, because I don't think we're doing that one next week. Amar, thank you again for joining us. Laurence, thanks for the education on British beer, how shitty your food really is, and I really appreciate you agreeing with me how flavorless it is. It's been fantastic. I'm going to continue to drink because that's who I am. This is Bucks and Brews.
Well, before we go.
No, before
Okay.
you go.
No, before we go, you've had your say, but you didn't give anybody else their say. So we'll start at the top corner there. Mike, you got anything to say?
Yeah, happy holidays to everybody out there. You know, I have enjoyed what I've learned through Bucks and Brews, and even before it was Bucks and Brews. I think the episode, especially where you talked about teaching finances to kids, was a great one. It's definitely been my favorite and probably the most informative for me with the age that my kids are getting. So keep up the great work and happy holidays, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Lawrence?
Thanks for having me on. That's the first time I've been on, but I've really enjoyed it. Happy holidays to everyone, and I wish you all a great 2021. I hope it's better than this year, because this year sucked.
Amar.
Hey, thanks for having me on as always. Keep doing what you do, and I'll try and catch the videos when I can.
So we really enjoy coming to you guys every week, that we can come to you guys and have a happy holiday, a great new year. We're really hoping that 2021 is a hell of a lot better than 2020, because 2020 sucks.
Yeah. So, David speaks for us because he said we, right? Like, it's
I
not
do.
we. Number one, okay, Hanukkah stopped 4 nights ago for me, so I'm done. Now I have to go to my wife's holiday of Christmas, and I'm a Hanukkah guy, okay? But I really appreciate all three of you guys for joining us through the episodes, through tonight for sure. This started out as something that was, I don't know, just a dream for David and I, and it's turned into something that we have 3 people. Like, most people are like, oh, you have 3. Like, dude, three is like a victory for us. Like, we're so excited. We hope we've taught you something.
Episode about beer, or are you talking about Bucks and Brews?
Anything at all. Like, it doesn't matter. Say.
When you have a logo with your face on it, you know you've made it.
Dude, if we've taught you anything at all, whether it's beer, whether it's money, whether it's giving back to people through the things that we talk about, impacting the life, right? I mean, that's dude, like David and I,
What we do.
yeah, David and I are all about everybody else except for us. I mean, we give from the bottom of our heart and show it from the from the skin that we are. Happy holidays, really. I appreciate it, and I look forward to what 2021 brings. I don't think there's an episode next week, but who knows what that's going to do. If you have any episode ideas that you're looking for, here's resolutions, right? I want to be better and pay my mortgage. I want to be better and pay my bills. Like, send us whatever you got, and we're going to make it happen.
I think for the early part of next year would be a good one to do, would be dealing with like taxes and things like that.
Yeah, for sure. So we are the hard part is getting an accountant during tax season, which sucks ass. But I am working on getting somebody that's willing to work 48 hours out of a 24-hour day. So, right, like I really am working on it. So, guys, from I mean, David, you and I both agree, man. Like this is awesome of you guys to join us and prove to us that what we're doing at least impacts one life. I mean, all we care about is one, right? I mean, we say we care about a million, but if we impact one, we've made it in this world. So
Yeah, we're happy with anything we can do, honestly.
for sure.
I mean, that's why Laurence, Mike, and I dress up and run around in Star Wars costumes.
Yeah,
So.
yes, I do. One hug, one
Yep.
thank you, one shout out, one like, one share, one anything.
Yeah.
Dude, like this is like David, the first time we did an episode, he's like, dude, we got one share. And we knew the share. We're like, I don't give a
Yep.
shit. Like it wasn't the first it was awesome to us, dude. Like it started out there. So happy holidays to you guys. We'll see you very soon.